You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
If you're weighing whether Korea is worth the move, today's numbers are worth a look. The government just made it cheaper to work here as a young renter, and it's pouring 2.4 trillion won into AI infrastructure that could open new hiring pipelines. There's also a warning sign. Korea's chip export mix is dangerously narrow. 3 stories, 1 question. Where should you actually be applying? It's Tuesday, August 4th. Let's look at what this means for job seekers and graduates in Korea. Korea's Ministry of Economy and Finance unveiled its 2026 tax reform on August 3rd, expanding support for lower-income workers and young renters. Separately, the government broke ground on a national AI computing center in Haenam. Both moves land as Korea's semiconductor exports stay heavily concentrated in memory chips, leaving system semiconductors comparatively exposed. Here's what the numbers show. The youth rent tax credit rate rises to 17%, and the deduction cap on rent payments increases to 12 million won a year. Korea's National AI Computing Center broke ground with a 2.4 trillion won, $1.74 billion budget, targeting 15,000 GPUs by 2028 and 50,000 by 2030. Samsung SDS will open some of that computing capacity early, starting in 2027, to ease the current GPU shortage for research groups. Memory chips made up 85% of Korea's semiconductor exports through June, while system semiconductor imports grew 17.2%, faster than exports. Halicast, a Korean auto parts maker, is now supplying robot thermal management parts to a North American client after the U.S. banned imports of new Chinese humanoid and quadruped robots. Goldman Sachs projects Korea could produce 30% of the world's humanoid robots by 2030 on the back of that same auto parts expertise. So what does this mean for you as you plan your next move? Earlier, we said the AI computing build-out could open new hiring pipelines. Here's what that actually means for you. Watch AI infrastructure operators, GPU-adjacent research roles, and auto parts firms pivoting into robotics. These are the segments adding headcount fastest right now. If you're already renting in Korea, the expanded tax credit is real money back starting with next year's filing. Here's what to watch. Samsung SDS's early GPU capacity opening in 2027. Hiring announcements from auto parts firms moving into robot components. And whether system semiconductor import growth keeps outpacing exports through year-end. That's today's AI Prism, students and grads. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a Won IFRA award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.